You told me Jacques Vallée showed you a photo of a
Yes.
UFO coming out of a lake.
The grays are aliens.
Mm.
No, they're not. They're robots.
That's what the smartest people I know say, is that they're sort of droid-like robots.
They are.
So
because they're single-minded. They have a function. They do their function, and that's it.
And the function is sort of this cold implantation, genetic collection, gamete collection.
All I can say is I don't think they mean us any harm. They're concerned about our inability to improve.
Are we going to make contact with aliens? Are we going to destroy ourselves? Are we going to make it through?
I think at the last minute we're going to have a direct interaction with them. And it's going to be...
I do find it interesting. We're sitting amidst a UFO craze right now.
Yeah.
Like we're at peak mania when it comes to UFOs in the zeitgeist, where everybody's talking about disclosure, sometimes in healthy ways, other times in weird, unhealthy ways, with the kind of ulterior motives and agendas. And a lot of the early interest in UFOs did come out of the remote viewing community. And I find it interesting. You have a guy like Hal Puthoff move on from remote viewing. I mean, he's still, interested in it, obviously, but he goes on to work on sort of like secret science lineage stuff alongside UFOs.
Right.
And then you have Russell Targ being like, I'm kind of skeptical of UFOs.
Yeah.
And so what do you make of that?
Well, I know both of them really well, and I know why Hal's interested. I also know Jacques Vallée for a long time.
Yep.
I know him really well. Almost everybody. I knew John Mack.
You knew John Mack?
I was in England when he was there, and I sat at the table with him, and we talked about some stuff.
When he died?
That day he died,
oh,
yes.
Jesus.
He remembered a paper in his hotel, and he went back to get it and looked the wrong way when he stepped off the curb.
Are you conspiratorial about that?
No.
Okay.
No, it was an honest accident. Americans looked the other way, and the cab killed him that was doing 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So if he had looked the right way, he would have seen that they drive on the wrong side of the road.
Right.
So, but I know all these people, and I know they have an honest interest in the reality of, is it or is it not? Okay. That's fine. And I'm agreeing with them. There's a guy named Ryan Wood that I know really well. I knew his father even better.
Bob Wood.
Yeah, Bob Wood. And I went to a number of crash sites with him, which all turned out to be our planes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, he doesn't think that, Ryan.
No, he does about some of them, because we found evidence of it, and we talked to people who were actually there. They're in their 80s.
But he wouldn't say Roswell or Kecksburg was
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the ones that I was with him on.
Yeah.
He's gone to a lot of sites.
Sure, yeah.
I only went to 2 or 3 with him.
You wrote a great book about all this. Yeah.
So, there's a lot about that. And now I've had UFOs shown to me in blow-up photographs by some of those people.
You told me that. You told me Jacques Vallée showed you a photo of a UFO coming out of a lake. Yeah.
Yeah. And he kept saying to me, check it out. I checked it out. He said, did you see what I'm seeing? I said, what? He said, look at it. I looked at it. And I finally said, maybe I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
And you didn't see the UFO in the lake?
No, I saw the UFO.
Ah.
He said, look at the cows. Every cow in that picture was looking at the UFO. So
I want to see this photo.
The pilot never saw it.
I'm going to call Jacques.
It flew right in front of his plane. The pilot never saw it. Oh. So there's plenty of evidence of UFOs. So there probably are.
What do you think the UFOs are?
It could be alien, might not be. The problem I have is when people say the grays are aliens. No, they're not. They're robots.
That's what the smartest people I know say, is that they're sort of droid-like robots.
They are.
So
because they're single-minded. They have a function. They do their function, and that's it.
And the function is sort of this cold implantation, genetic collection, gamete collection.
Right.
And why are they doing that?
And they say, oh, they look like this, but they have no nose and no mouth. Well, of course not. They're robotic.
Who are they doing that collection on behalf of?
Maybe the people that sent them here. You got to realize, if if we have any interaction with aliens, it's got to be from one star to the other. That's not done with a UFO or a fire wagon. That's an instantaneous jump. This planet to this planet. They don't even need a spaceship to do it because they're never in space.
Do you think we have the capabilities of doing that? So sending people to other... Okay.
No.
But you think maybe some other planets have the capabilities to do that?
If they're a million years ahead of us, yes.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people are concerned about the threat, what are they here for, why are they messing with us? And I will tell you, if they have that capacity to jumpstart a star, they've been here a long time. If they meant us harm, we would have been toast a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So why are they here? Maybe it's because we're doing something that they don't necessarily approve of. The first UFO ever recorded was within 7 days of the detonation of the first atomic weapon in Trinity in New Mexico. That's the first one that ever appeared. Ever since then, they've had a huge interest in our atomic weapons. They've zeroed them out. They've denatured them so they won't go off. And the last one that Putin tried to launch as a test exploded in its silo. So there's other reasons that we don't understand.
So you're saying
we're not
Putin
paying attention.
You're saying Putin made an attempt and a nuke exploded.
As a warning, he probably took the nuke off the top and launched out of a nuclear storage facility.
But it exploded possibly due to UFO
right
interference?
Inside the nuclear storage facility.
Is there a record of this?
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, yeah.
I'm not aware of this. That's amazing.
Most people aren't, but that's what he tried to do as a warning.
Wow.
He's constantly saying, oh, well, I'm going to have to use a nuke.
Oh, constantly. Okay. He and Medvedev it's dog whistles of nuclear war constantly. And, I think he has a tattoo that says...
Which is stupid because that's the end of the world. Because our retaliation is not going to be just Russia.
Yeah.
It'll be China, Russia, Tehran, North Korea, everybody who has a nuke that we can get hit by.
Yeah.
And if we do that, the whole world's toast.
I remember being on the phone with you once, and I asked you about aliens, and you said, I think we might be turning into them.
Oh, what I think I said was, I'm not sure we aren't aliens.
Yeah. But it was almost like they were a future version of us, too?
Might be, might not be. I wouldn't pretend to know what their interest is or what their desire is. All I can say is I don't think they mean us any harm. They're concerned about our inability to improve.
Can we get these negatives, the photos on Mars?
I can show you one or two.
That'd be amazing.
I can send it to you.
That'd be awesome.
But I'm not going to send you a bunch of them. I'll send you one or two.
Whatever you want.
That are absolutely, for sure.
That's remarkable, man.
Bizarre.
That's incredible. Well, I appreciate that, and that means a lot. Joe, 2025 feels like it's getting really weird.
It is getting weird.
You have a convergence of all sorts of tech singularities with AI and quantum chips, and the UFO thing has become this just mad craze. And then geopolitically, things feel like a total powder keg, like as unstable as they've ever been. What do you see coming down the pike? Are we going to make contact with aliens? Are we going to destroy ourselves? Are we going to make it through?
I think at the last minute, we're going to have a direct interaction with them. And it's going to be straighten up, fly right.
The aliens.
Or we will ensure you fly right.
The aliens.
The aliens will.
They're going to say, you guys better get your act together.
Right.
Or
here's my belief. Humanity is meant to improve, to grow, to learn, to be better. But right now, we're stuck in a period of great avarice, greed, money. It's hard to tell when somebody has any kind of a baseline in morality or ethics. It's like, it's a bad feeling, and it's scaring people. I think the aliens are here to stabilize that, to stop that crap, like grow up. Because humanity needs to improve, because right now we're at 7.5 billion people. No, we're at 9 billion plus. We stopped being able to produce sufficient food to feed people at 7.5 billion. I don't know. You probably weren't old enough to remember a time when the poor could go to a place and buy excess food from the government for virtually nothing. 5-pound block of cheese for $1.
Right.
Stuff like that. There is no excess anymore. There are people dying of starvation who can't get food, and yet we keep having more babies. The reason for the increase in population has to do with the old. Old people, in order to be cared for in most countries where they have no retirement, no care about the people, nothing at all to do with the people that get old, they rely on their families to take care of them, to protect them. If they have 8 children, they have a possible chance of survival at an old age. Even if they lose half their kids to disease or whatever, those remaining 4 or 5 kids will take care of them in their old age. They won't starve to death or die ugly. The problem is that's not good, because we keep increasing the numbers. The way it should be, governments exist because the people want them. The people design governments to support them. It should be all about the people. It's not about making profit. It's not about saving money. It's not about low taxes. It's not about any of that crap. It's about what the people want, the people get, and the people are taxed for.
Amen.